Hey, Crypto fam, it's John here, Crypto Compassion here, and welcome to the TEXAN Tailgate. Tonight, we're going to be just celebrating 1 year anniversary of TEXAN Token. As I was kind of pondering and thinking about things today, as far as the TEXAN Token and everything, I was really excited about listening to Rags and Matt lately and just how it's so much more beyond just a token. Matt always says about, like, where do good people go, and it's this culture of individuals and people that are just kind of fed up with where things are going, and they're all about freedom. And that's why I'm so excited to be with the people I'm with and where things are going within this, community. So I'm going to bring on Godfather J6, Quinn, and again, welcome to TEXAN Tailgate.
Hi guys.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, we got ourselves Rich Liberation, Hex Glenn in the house, and we thank you for everyone coming on. And like I said, we're celebrating 1 year of existence, and like we were talking about in the green room, Rags was talking about how a lot of cryptos don't even make it past 1 year. Sometimes they don't even make it, let alone like 3 months. And it's pretty awesome to see a community that's much more than just crypto and price go up. They're about freedom and liberty and self-sovereignty and all those kind of good things.
Yes,
so
sir.
I completely agree.
The projects that don't make it, it's either a rug or just couldn't get adoption. Is that why you think?
Yeah, I think it's there could be a level of greed and rug pulls and what have you within that, but I think it's also the community doesn't have the foundation and the roots that TEXAN and this community and this culture of people are representing. And I think you look at where Matt and Rags are wanting to go, and the rest of the crew, if you will, they want to press roots down as far as putting their flag in the ground and kind of speaking for freedom and sovereignty. So a lot of people don't have that mooring, if you will, to their crypto freedom. You know what I mean? It's just like dog coin price go up kind of thing. So
yeah, I remember when I first got back in and when I first got in and I started, it was a lot of, especially like the family that I listened to and the coins that they were attracted to, they weren't all about Hex or Pulse Chain. Well, Pulse Chain wasn't out by then, but the coins they were into were just like, oh, go here, go there. Everybody was chasing these numbers rather than, like we're saying, like this community that we have, when I think that's kind of what you need in order to help something sustain and grow a good foundation from.
Yeah. So what have you been up to today, Godfather J6? I mean, it sounds like you were pretty busy. What's been going on with your life this week?
We're just getting ready for the baby. And so we've been doing a bunch of shopping and a bunch of just kind of prepping rooms and stuff. And then we also, I've also just been, I had a stream, what was it on, I believe Thursday night.
Okay.
So I started the new channel just a couple weeks ago. I've done 3 episodes surrounding TEXAN. Just did a 4th episode that was just kind of like a chatting episode, nothing really too specific around TEXAN. But the stream that I did on Thursday was about staking and scraping. I felt like I had some good information in there. I need to put it together so that way I can kind of present it or have it accessible for people a little better than how I presented it or put it together originally. But yeah, no, I've really been stressing about what I can do to kind of be part of this and how I can help push this thing forward and I can contribute and add value. And so it's not perfect, but it's a work in progress. And I'm just going to keep chugging along and keep trying and yeah, just keep going.
You're gonna be the crypto coffee of Texan. Start doing trails, and you'll be the number one guy.
I mean, we'll see where it goes. I got a lot to learn because computer is not my background. So learning how to do all the streaming and stuff like that. And I actually think I'm going to switch up what I've been streaming through. I've been using OBS, and I think I'm going to try StreamYard out to see if that helps out.
Yeah, I heard OBS is really difficult or advanced. Because even StreamYard, like I'm trying to get used to StreamYard. But I heard, yeah, OBS is. That's why Captain messes up all the time, is because he switched from StreamYard to OBS. That's when everybody started calling him Boomer because he kept messing and rugging the streams and stuff. Who's Quimb?
Quimb.
So, that's so many names.
He must hit the space bar.
He's probably driving or something. David, put your phone down.
I mean, Godfather J6, you pretty much were, I didn't see your face for quite some time, but like ever since I was kind of like in this community, I saw you pretty much everywhere. I mean, obviously you were like in all these streams, you were doing your thing and just like, up in the chat, like you said, you were pushing forward just in a different light, you know what I mean? And now I see you kind of moving forward more and more. And like, as we were looking through Telegram, I saw that you're pushing forward with some streams that I really didn't, we get busy in life. I didn't follow it that closely, but I was aware of it. So it's good to see that you're really making some strides and go for it, man. Do it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's just, we need somebody we need more people talking. We need more streamers. We need more good people standing up, speaking, preaching good talk. And so I'm going to do my part. And Texan is what we stand for and what we're trying to push was freedom and sovereignty and everything. It's like, we got big goals. It's not just about making money, getting rich here and stuff like that. We got values and we care about the people and we care about, I know the big talk going around right now is community and stuff like that, but I mean, community is a very real thing. And so we're just going to do our best to keep building this one the right way and just putting one foot in front of the other and just keep going.
Yep. Yeah, I foresee, there we go, Mr. Viber Finance. I foresee Mr. Texaco right there. Speaking of that, I do think in the next month or two, I am planning to catch a flight down to Texas just to go shake the tree with Matt here, Crypto Heartbeat, and hopefully we could do maybe like a jump on stream on a Sunday down there with me and him. I've been getting the itch to go down to Texas and meet the good people of Texas and so good to have you in here, Adam. Appreciate it. I've seen a fair amount of Adam, a little bit everywhere recently. I've seen Adam on some Hexery Visions show today. I seen him yesterday a little bit on the conference. So keep doing your thing, buddy. Yes, a shotgun stream in Texas. Let's go. Exactly. Adam, you should come down there too and get your feet wet as far as Texaco. I know you're somewhere else up in the Northeast or something like that. So come kick it with me. But yeah, good stuff. What have you been doing? What have you been up to, Hexy? As far as I've been seeing your pink monsters all over the place.
That's only when Rags is around.
I know, huh?
Yeah, I hope he hates it. What have I been doing? What have I been doing? Oh, I made a Texan Token Clips YouTube channel. I'm trying to. I wish I had more time. I really do. But right now, I'm just kind of testing the algorithm. But I want to chop up some of Matt and Rags' streams because I've noticed a lot of people, like especially with TikTok, people's attention spans are just getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So they, if they see something's an hour long, they don't even click on it. So I'm gonna try 12, 8, 6-minute clips and just bomb them all over YouTube and see what happens. But yeah, just making clips and working. That's what I've been up to.
Right. So we got like kind of a run. We're gonna run it back again with Brother KG next week, just to let everyone know on stream. So Brother KG from Internet Money is going to be coming on next week, the 14th. And then the following week on the 21st, we're going to have Lit, My Life is Awesome, come on. And, Lit and I have had a pretty good relationship in regards to just having private calls and just vibing. And, he's got a good energy about himself. I think he's wanting to interject himself back into the community. I think he sees that there's some not seen eye to eye within the community and wants to play his role as far as just being the cheerleader, if you will, and just, really helping bridge things going forward. I know for some of that, it's, whoa, Ginger, right.
Oh, snap.
Do we have Rigby or?
I know. Are we taking shots? No.
What's up, folks?
What's up?
Just hanging out.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, man. Godfather on here. Old Quinn. Crypto Compassion.
Old Quinn.
Old Quinn.
Wow, you old. Woo.
Yeah, OLE. Not
Yeah.
OLD.
Old girl.
Oh.
Old girl, yeah.
Yeah, Brandon, you've been busy today.
You guys hear him very well?
Can you guys hear me? 1, 2,
There
1, 2.
you are.
Yeah, that's better.
All right. Yeah, busy, man. Just trying to, I don't know. I'm taking the filter off a little bit for 2024.
I've seen that.
That will probably only continue.
That was awesome.
Mm-hmm. So I think that there's just a lot of craziness that just needs to be talked about in a real way without beating around the bush, especially inside Pulse Chain. And I kind of want to do that to just kind of take a position of leadership, and not for myself, but our community. I want us to be the leaders of this thing, and I want us to lead by example. And I also don't want us to be afraid to call a spade a spade. I don't want to beat around the bush, man. So I think that we can accomplish all of those things just let's be very straightforward about stuff, which I don't think anybody in here has a problem being, which is why I like some of you sometimes.
We don't like you either.
Yeah, thank you. So,
Yeah.
what a difference a year makes, huh?
Right.
That's
I'm pretty stoked about what's coming, and I know that a lot of people aren't. They're doing what they're doing and they're upset, but I'm stoked. I think we got good times ahead of us.
Guys, we have incredible times ahead of us. So let's talk about crypto here. Most of the time, most projects that you see, it's all fake. It is all deception. It is manipulation in order to get people into that thing. The thing that I like about Texan so much is we don't have that. So we have people that choose to be here. We're not begging people to be here. And we also, what do we say? Everybody, pretty much everybody on here, I've said this to you. You want to be a part of this thing? Cool. If you don't want to be a part of this thing, that's cool too. That's freaking okay. Okay? It's your decision to stay. You will not be shamed or manipulated for it. So I think that at first, it's going to be slow to go because we're not playing by the same rules as the rest of crypto. But with the few people that we have that are holding this together, it is strong. It's a foundation. We're learning together. We're growing together. And that's what we're going to need for the future. So I want to play this game now to prepare for the future because we're burning the midnight oil in silence. Nobody knows. We're not clout chasing. We're not out there screaming on the rooftops. Hey, this is what's going to be happening in 2024 and 2025 with Texan. We're not doing that. It's just going to happen. And if you were there when you were supposed to be there, then it's going to be good for you. If not, it may not be. So I like that approach about us.
Robert, thanks for joining the room.
Yeah,
Appreciate
What's
you
up,
jumping
Robert?
in here.
And then there's that guy.
There's that guy.
It
Yeah.
is what it is.
Speaking of not shaming or trying to guilt anybody, I mean, if you'll have somebody like me around, then that's really saying something.
That.
+1 for
Hey.
self-deprecation. Good job.
Me too.
Hey,
Yeah. No, I
We're
think it's awesome. We made it to our 1 year mark, and that's really great. I mean, it's the mission, it's the community, it's the utility, and this is just many years ahead of us of good things to come.
I have a question. Can I ask a question?
no.
You just did.
Or the dad answer would be,
True.
what's the answer, Godfather?
What has surprised you the most over the first year, Rags?
So when we first started, Matt and I had to, set up a Telegram. We just had to start with one person and kind of build out from there. The thing that startles me, or really surprises me, is the amount of really good people that we have. Every single person that I interact with on a daily basis is exactly the avatar that I had in my head when we started. And I'm not taking credit for that. It's rare that these sorts of people can all come together and work together. But I think that we can come together and work together because we're all under one umbrella. We want to be friends with each other, but what's important to us is, quite frankly, other people not telling us what to do with our lives. And I think that's very strong. And it's not only government, and I'm sure that you guys have experienced this. This, for me, it's shown the light in terms of I'm not going to take crap from anybody in my daily life either. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to say no. You're not going to tell me what to do. You are going to treat me with respect. This is how I'm going to operate. This is my set of values. Here are my boundaries. If you cross those boundaries, it's game over. And it's just kind of reinforced those things that I already do, but it's given it a different angle and a different light. So the two things I would say is the people that we have are absolutely amazing. And we're growing very organically, very naturally, really, really good folks, which is absolutely what we need moving forward for sure. What about you guys? Anything that surprises you?
I saw that it was game over when you and Don, the hexiest man in the world, were playing chess and someone crossed that line and Rigby came out and I'm sitting there enjoying myself a nice Jack and Coke in a nice penthouse overlooking the strip, and Rigby just body slams this guy. He had it coming to him. He had it coming to him, though.
I didn't realize you were. I didn't know you were there.
I was there just chilling, relaxing, feeling myself.
I need to see that. Just saying.
So Hexi's man's really good at chess.
He is really good.
He'd been asking me to play, and we were at this penthouse party. Everybody's kind of like partying and hanging out, and we're like playing chess. It was really funny. Should have been a fly on the wall for that one. But we're playing, and I'm not gonna say who, but somebody keeps coming in. Somebody started coming in between me and the chessboard and stopping. So I'm just like sitting down on the couch, and he's in between the chessboard. And I'm like, hey man, get out of the way. Come on. Okay, he does it a second time. Hey man, seriously, dude, I'm trying to concentrate. I'm trying to win this game here. Third time he does it. Yeah, I just straight up picked him up by the legs and slammed him backwards over my shoulder. And then unfortunately the chessboard went everywhere. And yeah, that's what happened. So it was just one of those situations. Yeah.
Do we know who? Is that why we can't say who? Can we guess?
Yeah, I guess.
I'll go first. Jim Rat.
No.
Oh, I pay good money to see that. Your turn, Robert.
Freddie quotes?
No, Freddie.
Not Freddie.
X-ray?
No, not Hexray.
That is.
Yeah.
That would have been
It was Hexbala.
What?
Yeah.
awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people want to do that to him, like right now?
Yeah. One thing about that guy, man, like the way he is on Twitter is exactly how he is in real life, man. He pushes boundaries, man. He gets under people's skin. He got under my skin, that's for sure. But I love the guy to death, man. I mean, he's probably one of the most loyal people I've ever met in my life. Like from a friendship perspective, he's incredible. Really, really good dude. Love that guy.
I know Miss Sandy Beach slid into my DMs.
Slid?
Yeah, she did the whole like IG slid into my DM. Yeah, and she started asking me about that particular night. I said, hey, I'm not going to say nothing. It's all good. She goes, did he hurt him? I said, no, Rags is a pretty big dude, but it was kind of like hey, you crossed the line. We're all kind of a little bit liquored up here. And it was, I'm putting you in your place, and that's all it was. It was just a little put in his place.
Man, I've not thought about that in a long time. That kind of blindsided me earlier when that came up on stream. And I didn't know you saw it, so no clue.
Yeah. So we had a question in which we were excited about, kind of fast forward to 2024 here. Is that what we're talking about in regards to Hexy Quinn telling us what she's excited about, what she expected from TEXAN and all that kind of good stuff?
Oh, I don't even know.
What surprised you? Yeah.
Yeah, what surprised you?
I can't say that anything surprised me because I was still so new into crypto, and the Hex community being the only crypto community that I know or knew. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I was surprised by anything. I know I will be in the future, but no surprises.
Yeah. What about you, Robert? Crazy fool.
So for 2024, I'm really just excited that we're on the right track. We're moving in the direction that we need to be to get out of this current market cycle. And for me, it's like there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we're getting closer and closer to that. So people are going to continue to build. They're going to continue to buy and FOMO and do all the things that they do. But at the end of the day, the suppression of the markets, everything that we see with the Federal Reserve, everything, all the shenanigans from the SEC, the free market is going to do what it always does. And a lot of things have been happening for the longest time to just shake people out. And when people walk away, it's more money for them because you only lose when you quit. So I think it's just good that we're moving forward, and things are going to get better because they have to.
Yeah, yeah. We're fortunate in that things, like you said, they have to get better.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way that the system's set up, they can't tighten things down for too long without people starting to really freak out, like companies and other countries for that matter, and because 122 countries hold the U.S. dollar is their national currency. So the Fed is affecting more than just the United States. So it will loosen up. How quickly, we don't know. We do not know.
And how long will the dollar remain as the world's reserve currency? That's the other thing.
Yeah, that's hard to know too. I point out that China went on an absolute tear for the past 20 years in terms of like GDP, and I think that they only captured 8% extra market share in 20 years from the United States in terms of reserve currencies. So different countries use different currencies as the reserve currencies, and U.S. dollar hasn't lost that much. And I think I think it's 47% of the world's reserve currency is held in U.S. dollars. So it'll be difficult. I think, in my opinion, the next big scary event is going to be probably in about a decade, because they're going to turn the money printers back on and we're going to go through the same process. But the tools that they've had to quell the problems with inflation, they're not becoming effective. And I kind of liken this to the whole idea of a virus. So you hit it with antiviral or maybe a antibacterial medication, but eventually it kind of evolves every generation, every iteration. It grows immune to those things. And the medication that you used 10 years ago won't work now. That's the same way with what we have with our economy. The same tools that they're using now just are becoming less and less effective, because we're going further and further into this hole, and it's very difficult to get out of it. Kind of like yeah. I'll stop with all that, but makes sense.
Yeah, it almost seems like the same tricks that people have fell for over and over they're starting to fade. They're not working like they used to. Therefore, it's like we need to clamp down harder and faster. And it's like I've said before, it's hard to try to regulate and control something that you don't fully understand. And I believe I heard these words from one of your streams, is we're at a place where technology and innovation, the law has not caught up with it, pretty much. So if there was, I mean, it's basically trying to keep a free market from becoming a free market, and it's inevitable. I foresee pretty much vendors, merchants, people being able to buy things with crypto in the next 5, 10. Like, I see it becoming extremely mainstream. And I've noticed that there's also realtors and car dealerships that will accept, I think it's Bitcoin, but they might accept some other cryptos. But I think it's going to become more common as we get further along in this journey.
Yeah, and that's right. Like, you got places like Miami. I think the city of Miami has voted to allow people to pay taxes with cryptocurrencies. It's like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and others. So people are kind of following suit. The big elephant in the room for me is like when I'm having discussions with the Scott Melkers, the Wolf of Wall Street guys, and if I talk to BitBoy or this or that, I'm like, how come you guys aren't talking about the fact that governments will be able to? They'll do two things. They can buy crypto directly by printing money, fake money, to go buy Bitcoin. Okay, and that's scary for a variety of reasons. So they can print as much as they want and snatch up the supply and corner the market. Or they've got partners in like the top 5 banks. These top 5 central banks, they play ball because they are the benefactors of being in bed with the government. They're the primary benefactors of that. So what they can do, the government can do tax breaks or tax cuts, or they can do a round of stimulus, and the government knows that money eventually makes it back to those banks. They give it to the people, it makes it back to the banks, and that money could be used to buy up or purchase crypto. I saw an article today, $2 trillion BlackRock has set aside for the launch of Bitcoin. Okay? Now, the question is, if I see that headline, the pleb is going to say, oh, well, that's exciting. $2 trillion for Bitcoin? You got to be kidding me. And then I start retweeting and I start telling my friends and family. But BlackRock wants you to see that headline for a reason. They want you to front run the SEC announcement that the BlackRock ETF has gone through. Why is that? Well, BlackRock, they're up like 140% this year on their Bitcoin holdings, and all the pieces of all these Fortune 500 companies that they hold. Would it be out of the realm of possibility that they put that news out there to get people to buy, so when the news actually does hit, they dump, freak people out, everybody sells, and then they snatch it up even more? So they had 50% of the market, and then they had 70% of the market, then 75, then 80, then 85, and eventually retail has a small little sliver, and these big banks can do whatever they want to the cryptocurrency markets. This is why the argument against centralization is it's probably not an argument that is had a lot in crypto, meaning centralized exchanges. And it's because people think that centralized exchanges are the absolute panacea of cryptocurrency. They say in order to succeed, you have to be on a centralized exchange. But these centralized exchanges, they too, through proxy or directly, a couple degrees of separation at least, they are also part of this whole TradFi system that's destroying the wealth of the middle class. Absolutely destroying it. So Pulse Chain, the longer that it can stay the way it is, the longer that we don't get in bed with these folks. I'm glad that Richard, the guy that has access to most of the supply, he hasn't cut these backroom deals. It's very important. And I'm not the type of guy to kiss Richard's ass. I say what I feel about the guy. But that is very, very important to me. And also very, very important to me as a token founder in terms of TEXAN as well. It doesn't have to be a large entity, an institution that we shouldn't be playing ball with. It can be a big whale, or it can be somebody that wants to try to corner the market. Matt and I just aren't going to play ball like that, and that should be very important to folks who are involved in TEXAN.
And everything that you're describing is really emphasizing what censorship resistance is all about. And I know that term gets thrown around loosely, for people who, listen to Richard and other hexagons. But the thing is, censorship resistance doesn't really seem to, set off too many bells and whistles until it actually really matters, because when you can no longer transact or do the things you want to do, or hey, there's this OFAC compliant list where these are the cryptos you're allowed to interact with on this chain. So, I mean, it really does matter, not, going down this path and, it's getting in bed with, .gov and corporations.
I agree, man. It's a very slippery slope, and they have been extremely successful in convincing very, very smart people to just give away their freedom to a government that they trust, which is the absolute recipe for disaster. Why do you think they don't teach history like they should? Why do you think they don't teach the Constitution or civics or any of that? They don't want people to know. And you get labeled a right wing extremist for these sorts of views, but it has nothing to do with that. There's nothing extreme about being a patriot and about being a good citizen and about wanting to go back to the original agreement that's set forth in the Constitution. Even mentioning the Constitution, you get labeled a nationalist, white supremacist, racist, all the phobes, like all of that. It's crazy, man. And they just have to make you into a boogeyman, so nobody listens to you.
Yeah.
And the thing is we really should be striving to be our own government, because government means to govern the mind. So I will usually ask people, is that something that we're capable of? I think that's something that we can do for ourselves. The more that we do for ourselves, the less that we need other people to do things for us.
Yes.
And the biggest problem, this is how it always operates, is they want you to be dependent on them. That's why anytime, people want to live off the grid and they want to be self-sufficient, that's why they really try to make it as difficult as possible. And you can't do this, you can't do that, because if you don't need them for anything, then they have no power at that point.
Yeah, I think it's very important for at least a couple reasons to have some sort of government in place. Like, one of the big things that's difficult is contract resolution. So, I tell Crypto Compassion that I'm going to do something. In exchange, he's going to give me X amount of dollars. Well, then Crypto Compassion, after I've done this thing, he says, no, you didn't complete it to specs the way that we agreed. And I say, yes, I did. And then he says, no, you didn't. And I say, yes, I did. And then I pull out my pistol, and then he pulls out a shotgun, and we kill each other. That's not a proper way to do things. It's, in the second that's one of the purposes, I think, of government, is that sort of resolution, to have a finality without having to resort to violence. And you look back in history, and that's kind of how it was for a long, long time. So maybe that's one of the purposes of having some sort of government, quote unquote. Very limited, important.
Quinn says you're turning into Rigby man.
Dude, Quinn's on that Rigby bit. I mean, 2024 might be the year of the Rigby, not the dragon, the Rigby. It might be. Yeah.
I want to see it, and I want to support it, and I want to throw more fuel on the fire when it is. I will join you in that quest. Just call me.
Oh, the Rigby quest?
The Rigby quest. When you finally have had enough and you're ready to just, let Rigby loose, call me.
Yeah.
Robert's coming with a jug of tequila. Here he comes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say we got Matt in here down in Central Texas, looking at the sky high, UFOs. I don't know if you guys saw his tweet, but he seemed to have caught a good one. I think
I saw the YouTube short he put out.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
good on him.
It kind of looked like it looked like the rocket exhaust that people kind of see in the night sky when a rocket's first shot off a little bit.
It'll be interesting to see his thoughts as far as what he saw in person, and obviously, but it was a rocket, I think. Well, it was pretty awesome to hear the exuberance in your voice talking to your son.
I always thought it was cool whenever we'd see Matt streaming, and he'd always be looking behind every 5 seconds because there's like deer in the backyard. I'm like, that's. I remember seeing him stream from, I think, the backyard, and I was like, man, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this much as far as, as far as Texan, like the surprise, I can't really say that I am that surprised because I do know that, when I first kind of came into the Pulse chain Hex community, it was like, all right, I started watching Lit, then I started watching Matt, and I caught wind that the 555 tour is going to be in Austin, and that was cool. I wanted to go see the Germans, but really, it was like I'm going to go see Matt. It was all about aligning myself with the people that I feel like were wanting to be agents of change. And then when Matt started talking about this thing that he was kind of like keeping so hush hush there for a minute. And then you kind of appeared, Brandon, as far as this alignment where you guys been kind of doing these streams for like a year straight. It all kind of just made sense that that's exactly what's been cooking, And it was like, okay, yeah, this is where it's going. And it didn't really surprise me in that effort. So yeah.
Yep. Love it. They're going to, everybody has written us off. Okay. Either everybody has written us off or they very, very quietly support us. I think we have tons of quiet supporters. I know that we do. But they're going to write us off until suddenly they're going to say we just arrived out of nowhere. But the truth is, it's been a long journey, and we've just been making the right decisions all along to get to the point where we are. So, my message to everybody on Texan's birthday, which is yesterday, but my message to everybody is do not lose hope and do not lose faith. And I hate to attach faith to a cryptocurrency asset, but I think I've made it clear time and time again that it's really not about that. Everything takes care of itself if we take care of our people. You say the price. You could say the price takes care of itself when people take care of each other. So, that's what I really want to impress upon folks. Do not get discouraged. Don't get upset when you see some meme token launch and it's just going a 30x, and then guess what? It dumps and you never hear about it again. And then there's always the next one. Texan's going to be here forever. All right. This is real community building the right way, the organic way. We're not manipulating people. And that's what this is all about. So you just trust the process, folks. It's a long play. I've said that from day one. We want those sorts of folks here. All right. Everything else will take care of itself.
Absolutely. It just keeps getting better over time. And as we get into year 2 of Texan, we're all, for those of us who are not scraping, we're going to be at 6%. And that's the great thing is we also have more communities, looking to stand up to tyranny, and they want to, they want the same things that we do. I mean, at the end of the day, people, whether it's, the Philippines or over in England, they're having the same issues that we're having. And, if you don't take the government back at least, every 10 years, it's going to get to a point where you're going to find yourself in a slave and master relationship. And most people, by the time they start to care, it's usually too late because, you've been given too much of, delegating too much of your power away. So at some point, and I think that's kind of like where we're at collectively is people are just have had enough. So looking forward to new communities coming on board and, us getting bigger and, people from different parts of the world coming together for the same mission.
Yeah, we'll see a lot of growth. We'll see a lot of growth in the next 2-3 years. It's inevitable. So We're establishing that culture now. That's what we're doing. That's what we've been doing. It's great. And I got to shout you out, Robert. You're probably the world's best, ventriloquist. All right. I've never seen anybody better than you. I don't know how you do it. Will you create an online course, please?
Sure.
Do you have any idea what I'm talking about right now?
No, Matt. It's been a long day.
How are you even talking right now?
He says it's been a long.
Like, it's insane.
How am I talking right? What do you mean?
Your image is frozen.
Oh,
Your image has been frozen for minutes.
I mean,
That's
it's
why I
amazing.
keep chopping down because when I notice I think,
oh, but at least you can still hear me. So
Yeah.
I can still see you.
yeah. No, it's got to be this internet. I'm actually using my phone. I'm on StreamYard, so
Nice.
It was kind of like your stream earlier, Rags, when you had your amalgamation of Corey just sitting there smiling, just like, just like, oh, the question's
Yeah.
for me.
Dude, your comment cracked me up, dude. Your he uses that all the time. Amalgamation.
That's his sweet spot. That's his sweet
Dude,
spot.
Everybody has it. I get it.
It's his sweet spot.
Anthony Munoz, what's up, dude? Nice to have you. My online ghost. Have to check out later. Happy B-Day Texan token. Yeah, love it, man. All these familiar faces in here. Yeah, Hex Force One. 11% Texan yield starts this year.
I wasn't sure we were going to get anybody.
Yeah, we're competing with conference. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Twitter Spaces. Conference and Twitter Spaces.
24/7 Twitter Spaces.
The anti-conference spaces.
Yeah. So, I'm going to put this out here too. I'm going to put this out here to anybody who Texan is the actual contract, the smart contract. This is an Apex smart contract. And when I say Apex, it means it's the top of the food chain. Okay, there aren't many cryptocurrencies out there that can compete with the simplicity of this design and the power of this design. So if you are, or you know somebody out there that is a developer, I would highly encourage you to use Texan. Okay, you can use Texan. You can use it with a protocol fee. You can do whatever you want. But if you have consideration in Texan and you want to create a project, I would encourage you to do so. Okay, you're not necessarily going to get an endorsement from Matt or myself. I would highly suggest that it's immutable. I would highly suggest that it goes through all of the proper, make sure it's audited, make sure it's immutable, doesn't have any admin keys, these sorts of things. The first principles are very important. But there is a community out there that supports Texan. And if there was a cool product that came to market that used Texan for some reason, some people have talked to me about NFTs. That'd be kind of cool. Some people have talked to me about meme coins. That'd be kind of cool. Use Texan with it. You've got a community that will support you from day one. So I just want to push that out there for anybody who might know somebody. It's a good opportunity. And it's only going to get better in 2024. There is going to be some infrastructure available for folks who might be interested in doing something like that.
yeah.
Yeah. You also got like an exchange in the background, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it be cool if Texan was used with that exchange?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wouldn't it be cool wouldn't it be nice if PulseX directly pumped Hex? Wouldn't that be neat?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be cool if Freedom Swap directly pumped Texan? Wouldn't that be neat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what if there were ways built into Freedom Swap to pump your own coin if you used Freedom Swap? That'd be kind of cool. an automatic gamification of your token just by putting it on Freedom Swap. That would be kind of nice. That'd be kind of neat. Probably will never happen. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not a developer. And Crypto Compassion, I barely graduated. What?
High school.
There it is.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of good things to look forward to.
Yes.
Yeah.
All sorts of cool stuff. And you guys are the tip of the spear right now. You're on a lonely island out there making content. Shout out to Godfather J6. Shout out to him. Shout out to Quinn. Crypto Compassion picking up the slack here. TEXAN OG Day 1. You guys are crushing it, man. David Lee killing it. David Lee putting himself out there on stream. It's not, I said, folks, get out there and start talking about it. And you guys answered the call. You put yourselves out there, and it's very difficult to do that. And I understand it because I've been through everything that you're going through. I've been through it. So keep up the good work. Trust the process. Have faith that as long as you're making the right decisions every single day, it's going to pay off the right way. And it will. It will pay off the right way. So excited for everybody. I
think it's a good segue to kind of say happy birthday and wrap things up around here,
Yeah, man.
I know that, we don't necessarily, I personally don't like to see things push past an hour just because I think that we keep it kind of sweet and tucked in for a nice TEXAN Tailgate.
Yeah.
And then Drix comes flying into the jeez, howdy.
Jeez.
We're just getting started. But I'm stoked, like I said, for 2024 and what everyone is doing. It's going to be exciting. David Lee, appreciate you, brother. And thanks for hopping in here.
Yeah. Folks, right? Talk to people. Here's what I said in the beginning. For everybody listening, for you guys here in on screen with me, think about the sort of person that you're talking to right now. So I'm looking at Crypto Compassion, look at Quinn, Robert, Godfather, David Lee, all these folks. Think about who they are, how they operate, what their moral compass is, and take that avatar in your head. And if you see somebody in the crypto community that kind of fits the culture that we have going on, okay? Like, we've got Drix, we've got Mobius, we've got Glenn and Kampala, all these folks, Hex Force One. Talk to them about coming into our community. Don't talk to them about buying TEXAN. It's not about that. I'm telling you that if we care for each other and we find like-minded people, and then we make an effort to reach out to these folks and just kind of invite them in the fold. Maybe they stay, maybe they don't. But be actively pursuing that, folks. Be looking for those people out there that you think would be a good fit. That's very, very important. That's the phase that we have to shift to because this isn't just a cryptocurrency. This is a movement. And this movement is capable of enormous amounts of good, tremendous amounts of good. I don't think people understand the things that we can do when we get the right people together and we go out into the world and we get to pick these folks and we say, okay, we're all together. What can we do? And even the people that disagree with us, we can still do really, really, really good stuff and set a good example even for, set an example for our detractors. They can look at us and say, well, I don't agree with everything that they're saying, but they're doing tremendous amounts of good in the world. So we need to identify those folks. Okay, so this is a call to action. Find people. Okay, put them on to Godfather's content. Have them follow Quinn, TEXAN, OG Day 1, Crypto Compassion, Crypto Heartbeat, myself, all these folks. Let's bring people in and start having a discussion.
Yes. Absolutely.
Robert, your lips are moving. You're back in action. You give it up on the but awesome. On that note, it looks like everyone we got Crypto Heartbeat looks like he's chimed in and said that he is going to be at the Hex conference tonight and it looks like he will be on late night, rocking, what is that, 11 Central Standard Time. A little after dark.
I'm licking my
Special.
3 licks of melatonin here. I might not make it that late, folks.
I know.
There she is. Oh, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Love it.
Have you tried the gummies? The gummy ones? They're good.
No, I recently got into heroin. It works a lot better than the gummy. Sorry, I had to do it. Rigby, man, he's just primed.
2024, let's go.
The year of the Rigby. Let's make a T-shirt. Okay.
Yes.
I'm on it.
Let's do it.
I want a Red Levin T-shirt.
Oh, dude, I would totally rock a Red Levin T-shirt. Are you kidding me?
That too.
Guys, if I get the next conference that I speak at, and if I'm on camera, I'm wearing Red Levin. Oh Lord!
Oh
All
yeah,
right, guys.
Awesome. Hey, I'm gonna drop everyone down. Everyone, thank you. Have a great night.
you too.
God
God bless y'all.
All right, guys.
All right, you guys have a great week. Thank you for joining the TEXAN Tailgate and celebrating TEXAN Tokens 1 year anniversary. You guys have a great night. Later.